name is Stephen Rafferty, and today you are watching These Are Questions. This is the show where I ask people about things, life, and such not. And today I am with a graphic designer and talented artist by the name of Adam Deross. Adam, welcome to the show.
Shalom.
So, before I get into the show, let me explain the rules. The rules of the show goes as follows. I'm going to ask you a series of questions based on your career and aspirations, and on top of that, I'm going to mix in questions that are going to be borderline random and idiotically stupid.
Nice.
Do you understand?
I understand. I think that fits my character pretty well, so.
Perfect. So, let me ask you, Adam, are you ready?
Yeah.
Internet, are you ready? I'm gonna take that as a yes. With that, let's begin. Okay, Adam, first question. How did you get started in graphic design?
Well, so I always had an interest in the visual arts in general, but I never really thought that I could do it myself. I used to draw a bunch of stupid little fucking pictures and doodles when I was a kid. I had like a little sketchbook, but they're all just like little, like literally circles with eyes and feet and hands. And then when my music taste started developing a little bit more and I started watching a lot more avant-garde stuff, I came across a couple of music videos that this guy named Getter did for some of his singles, and they had this animation with like the faces melting and like goop and everything, and it was really cool to me. So I decided that I would try and do it myself, and it's funny actually because the first one I ever did was of you, and it was like on GIMP with a mouse in it, and it looked horrible. But I kept on working at it, and from there, from about a year and a half ago, I've kind of gotten to the point where I think I'm improving a lot. And yeah, that's where I got my start, and that's where I'm heading with it now.
That's awesome. That's great to hear. So my next question is a hot dog a sandwich?
Oh, God. If I had a nickel for the amount of times people asked me this question and I didn't have it, if I had to... It's an open-faced sandwich. That's a compromise that I'm willing to make. That's the only answer you're gonna get. It's an open-faced sandwich.
I'm just happy I got an answer. What is your favorite type of artwork you like to work on?
So my favorite type of artwork is taking the art itself and integrating it with real-world aspects of the photo. So usually, unless it's something completely original that I draw, usually when I have an art piece, I take a reference photo from somebody and they want me to grime it or just draw them in that style, with that picture in mind. So my favorite things to work on is when I leave bits and pieces of the picture around, like, in the real world, and then I grime things on top of it, such as their face melting onto like their jacket or like onto things around them. So something like that really appeals to me when I do my artwork.
Is there a specific style of artwork you want to get into in the future?
Oh, for sure. So I've always been a huge fan of like the classic 30s and 40s cartoon styles, like the original Mickey Mouse shorts and stuff. And if stuff like Cuphead is any indicator, then 30s and 40s cartoons are still pretty popular today. So definitely, if I ever got to the point where I would take my art and make it more of a professional thing rather than just a hobby, then that's definitely the first style that I would want to learn how to draw.
Very cool, very cool. So let me ask you this. If 3x minus y equals 12, what is the value of 8x over 2y?
I don't know math.
Neither do I. That's why I'm asking the question. I thought you would know.
Next question, please.
Oh, okay. What is the most obscure song you know right now?
Oh boy, the most obscure song. I mean, there's plenty of them, but I'd probably have to say it's a little song called "Skeletons Having Sex on a Tin Roof" by Orphic Oxtra. It doesn't sound anything like you would imagine it to, and the music video is even wilder. Just trust me on this one. Just look it up.
I'm gonna have to look it up. I would put it.
Wild ride.
I would put it on the video, but copyrights and the internet and all that fun jazz. What is your personal favorite piece that you've done so far? And what is the one piece of art that you've created so far that everybody likes?
Okay, I would probably have to say that my favorite piece that I've done so far is this zombie jelly donut thing that I drew. A while back, I did this little series of like horror-themed desserts. So I did like a skull popsicle. I did like a little ice cream cone that was supposed to be looking like a ghost. But my favorite one that I've drawn out of all of those is a zombie jelly donut. He has like stitches all over him. He's got like the zombie eyes. He's got like jelly pouring out of like his cracks and out of his mouth. So that was something that was completely original in the sense that it was one of the first things that I drew that I didn't have a reference for. And I really am proud of the way that it turned out. And I would like to do a lot more stuff like that in the future. And in terms of the piece that I've done that I think everybody likes, I submitted a lot of my work to Digressions last year for getting into the magazine. And the one piece that everybody seemed to like the most was actually the piece that I drew of Shace's book. I titled it Prom King because he did win Prom King. or Homecoming King, I'm sorry. And it was a picture of him blowing smoke into the air, leaning back, and he had a crown on his head. And I made his face kind of like drip around the crown, and I colored the smoke in to make it look like a little rainbow gradient. And it was one of the most detail-oriented works that I did for sure. And when I submitted that to Digressions, it looked like that was the one that everyone seemed to like the most, for sure.
So let me ask you this. What advice would you give to any up-and-coming graphic artist that wants to pursue into graphic design and work on different art pieces?
I would definitely say practice is perfect. And I mean, I know that sounds cliche and that everybody says that, but it really does hold true. I mean, if you take a look at the stuff that I used to do when I first started, like when I first started drawing these things, I used to think that the ones that I did like with a mouse on GIMP were like the most amazing things ever. And I was like, oh my God, I can't believe I can draw stuff like this. And then as I kept on getting better and as I got more equipment and I learned more about the art itself, you know, I think I'm at the point now where I improve a little bit more every time I do a new piece. But you know, it's in small things, like whether or not I'm able to, you know, draw the drips more realistically, or I figure out a new way to make them look like they're shaded. But definitely every time you put the practice in, you will improve a little bit, and even if you're not happy with the way that you're performing currently, then there's definitely a lot of room for improvement, and time will tell how much you can actually unlock your creative freedom.
That's some very wise words there. My last question is not so much a question, but more of a challenge, because I challenge you to a thumb war.
I'll have you know, Steven, that I was the thumb war champion 5 years in a row. That's definitely not a lie, so.
And neither is me challenging you to a thumb war, because it's the truth for happening right now.
All right.
1, 2, 3, 4. I declare a thumb war. 5, 6, 7, 8. Who do we appreciate? All of us.
Woo!
Let's
God.
get.
All right. Okay.
Come on. Oh no! Ah. All those thumb war training lessons.
You'll have your chance one day.
But that was my chance, Adam. That was my chance. Our time has ended, my friend. Thank you so much for being a part of the show. I really do appreciate it there. It's always a pleasure.
Of course.
If you want to see more of his artwork or want to have some custom artwork being done, you can check out his social medias. He's looking for new work, and he does awesome custom work. He's a great guy, does great graphic design and great artwork. You should definitely check him out. On top of that, you can check out my social medias and the links down in the description down below. If you're looking about episodes will come out every Monday from now to December for season 1. So stay tuned for our next episode next Monday. And until then, this has been These Are Questions.
Beautiful.
Thank you. Alrighty.
Beautiful too.
Yes, you are.